everyone. I'm Loretta Cernowski with Got Spouse Need House. And you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is Got Spouse Need House? Well, we are a team of real estate agents right across North America. And when you choose to work with one of our team of specialized agents, when you are ready for your real estate transaction, whether it's buy, sell, first, second, whatever, you actually get 10% credit on your closing from the Realtors Commission. We know that what you're going through as far as your wedding is a costly but beautiful adventure, so we're trying to help out as much as we can. And part of that is having this weekly podcast to talk to professionals to give you some advice on what you are doing. And today we are delving into the world of videography. And we have a very special guest, Christina Flaaen. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been doing this, and what got you into this field?
Yeah, so I've been in the media field for a little over 13 years now. Started at a local TV station and then started editing weddings for other companies. And then eventually started filming my own as well. I got interested in video specifically way back when I was really young after watching I Love Lucy and studying
Oh, wow.
Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz and everything like that. So that's what really made me get interested in media itself.
So I just have to ask because do you like the black and white then?
I like it. Yeah, I do incorporate that sometimes into my photos and videos too.
Because I don't know if this is still a trend in weddings, but remember everyone was kind of doing black and white photos for a while there.
Yeah, I do it. I do it sporadically just to kind of mix things up, but yeah, I
Yeah,
think it adds something to it.
it does. It kind of looks more classic and
Yeah,
I don't know, just seems to hide flaws better,
yeah, yeah,
which
definitely.
we all care
Oh
about.
yeah.
So can you tell me about your very first wedding shoot? Do you remember?
Yeah, so it was about 10 years ago now. I had reached out to this lady that I knew from college. She was getting married, and I said, "Hey, would you like me to film your wedding? I'm looking for some experience." So she said, "Oh, yeah, definitely." So I did that, and it was really special because, again, it was a person I knew, and I was able to provide special memory for them that they still tell me that they watch every year on their anniversary. Um, it was pretty much the first time I had ever done a shoot completely on my own. I had to source the equipment and just manage the timeline and everything like that. So it was a really special thing for me.
And were you super nervous?
I was, because, like I said, again, it was kind of the first shoot I'd ever done on my own. But once I
Yeah.
got going, I was more comfortable, and I had edited weddings for years before that, so I kind of knew the flow.
So now when you do a wedding, are you like calm, cool,
I feel
or do you
like
still
it.
get
Uh,
little wedding jitters, I guess?
Sometimes there's a little bit of nervousness, especially if it's like a new venue or something that I've never been to. But overall, I feel pretty confident now going in.
Oh, that's great. So how did you choose what kind of equipment that you use?
I did a lot of research after I started my LLC, just looking at what cameras and whatnot would be the best for video. What's nice about the cameras that I have now is that they do video and photo, so I can do
Okay.
either one, and they offer a lot of versatility too.
No, that's great. I actually just before we got back online, I ordered this thing called Plod. Have you heard of
Oh,
it before?
no, I haven't.
So, well, it's not really videography, but it's a new little device. And so normally when we go to list a property or meet with a buyer, then we take notes, and my writing is terrible. Half the time I go back to my notes and I go, I have no idea what I just wrote down. So this device, you can wear, it's magnetic. You can wear it on your lapel, or if you're, this time of year, it has like a lanyard. And so when you meet with the seller and you're going to list their home, you walk through the house and ask them questions about the house, and it records everything. The same thing as when you're sitting with a buyer for the first time, going through the consultation. And then you plug it into ChatGTP and it creates a summary for the client.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I was just getting ready to go to a listing appointment. I thought I better charge this and get it
Oh,
ready.
yeah.
So when you meet with someone and you're preparing for everything, what do you do to get prepared for your shoot for the wedding?
So if they'd like to meet in person or talk on the phone, I'm definitely open to that and do it as needed. One of the primary things that I do is I send them what I call a wedding information sheet. So it's
Okay.
basically asking questions about their day, their timeline, a point of contact person who's not them in case something comes up. So by the time they send that back to me, I kind of have a good idea of what the flow is going to be. Um,
Okay.
as far as preparing equipment and everything like that, I just make sure I have plenty of batteries in case something goes, in case one goes dead. We have plenty of backups and everything like that.
Right. So do you, once you meet with them, whether it's virtually or in person,
Hmm.
you kind of get a vibe from them. Do you kind of sit and think in your mind creatively, oh, I think this will match them, or is everyone kind of the same, or
Yeah, I try to develop uh, sort of a shot list in my head about s- um, what matches their personality and things like that. Sometimes they'll actually send me inspiration pictures too, so that gives me a good
oh yeah.
idea of what they're looking for and the types of poses and things like that.
So do you are is your work mostly in Arizona?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like weather issues, I mean, we don't have snow or whatever, but is there any kind of like weather chaos kind of things that you need to shift, and how do you handle that situation?
Well, I think the biggest thing here, especially in Phoenix, is the heat,
Right.
especially in the
Yeah, yeah.
summer. So it's just making sure that we have plenty of water on hand. We're keeping hydrated, seeking shade when we can. Another thing we've done is carry umbrellas for the couple, especially going out to do their couple shoots, so that they can be under shade when they're not actually posing.
With her, not her mascara running down her,
Yes. Yep.
or her, yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens if you're running behind schedule? Is that derailed to the wedding planner, or do you have to keep them on track?
It's a little bit of both. A lot of times I will say weddings often are running behind.
Yeah.
It's just about adjusting to it, making sure whoever our point of contact person is, whether it's the planner or family member or whoever, just making sure that we're up to speed on what's going on so that we can adjust for that as well.
So not everyone is comfortable being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Um, so what do you have any little tricks to make people feel like a little more relaxed, or what do you say to them?
Well, I just, again, before the wedding, I try to get a sense for their personality and things like that. Just so on the day of, I can be like, it's okay. You can smile more. You can do this. Trying to figure out, do you have a best side, that you prefer? Just so we try to be more comfort, make them more comfortable.
Do you tell them any jokes?
Um, I'm not really a comedian, but I do sometimes ask like, "Who's the funniest person here?" Tell a joke or something like that, just to get them to loosen up.
Smile. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
I'm sure. So I know you have a wide variance of weddings that you do, from elaborate to very small and intimate. Which ones do you prefer and why?
You know, I, there's nice things about both. With the larger wedding, it's exciting to me to be in that kind of large event environment and just adapting to that. But there is something really nice about the intimate weddings at homes or just smaller venues. I've been out in the forest doing small weddings like that, and so there's just something about it being more intimate the smaller the gathering is that I really like.
Get to know everyone a little bit
Yep.
more. It's kind of,
Yes.
yeah. So do you have a wedding that sticks out in your mind as the most memorable?
Well, to me, I think that would be, I did my sister's wedding.
Oh
several
yeah.
years ago. So it was exciting to me to be able to participate in that way and capture the moments, being able to watch it back, and she really enjoyed it. And so for me, that was the most special just because it was my sister.
And so how long ago was that?
That was back in 2019.
So you had been, yes, you were halfway through your career kind of thing.
Yeah.
You weren't a newbie, so you had some experience. She trusted you.
Yep. Yep. That was important.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you ever, sometimes you capture things on film that sort of weren't expected. Have you ever had that photo and they went, "Oh my God, we love this."
Um, what comes to mind is this was video, but I just randomly film people dancing on the dance floor at towards the end of the night. And so I just randomly was filming the couple dancing together. And later on, they came back and said, "Oh, we're so glad that you got this. It was like our last dance and everything. Do you have more footage of this?" So I was able to go back and send them that, and they really enjoyed that because it was kind of like an unexpected moment.
Right. Yeah, more natural and
Hmm.
it's not scripted.
Yeah.
So, if you could do a celebrity wedding, whose wedding would you shoot?
Well, I would say I realize they're already married, but if I could go back, I would say Thomas Rhett and his wife Lauren. They
Okay.
they just seem to love each other a lot, and I'm a big country music fan, so I think there'd be a lot of good music too.
Wow. Have you been to Nashville before?
I have not, but that's someplace
Oh
I really
my
want to go.
goodness. You have to go. I've been a couple times. I went last year with a group of friends that we haven't seen each other since college,
Hmm.
and we just rented a big Airbnb. It was so much fun. It was just like we all like country music, so it was fantastic.
That's my bucket list for sure.
I actually bought a guitar at the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I play guitar,
Cool.
so not just for fun, but.
Yeah.
So talking about trends, have you seen any kind of trends in the wedding media that you like or don't like?
Um, One thing I really like recently is just seeing people asking for more documentary and candid style photos or videos. That's more of my style that I really enjoy capturing. Of course, we do some posing of group photos and stuff
Sure.
like that, but throughout the night, I prefer to keep things more natural so that we're not staging every moment, just capturing
Right.
the candid moment. So I like seeing people looking for that a lot more recently.
Yeah, for sure. So when you first talk to a couple, like what's your advice for people that are just starting this process, doing their research when it comes to videography and photographer? What should some things be that they keep in mind?
I think they should keep in mind that they need to vibe with the person. So, making sure personalities match. Also, uh, maintaining a good budget. You don't necessarily have to spend a ton to get quality work. And just keeping in mind to just have fun. It's your big day, and you just want to be able to have fun.
Of course. Now, as you know, I'm a realtor. So have you ever shot a wedding in someone's house or their parents' house or?
Yeah, several times. Yes. Yeah. It's a really nice experience because you get to see family photos is something that I really like looking at
Right.
in the house. It's like, oh, that's them when they were really young, and so I'll make sure to get, pictures or video of that just to add in. But being at a house is just another level of intimacy that I really enjoy. It's just a nice change of pace.
Especially, I feel like when it's their one of their parents'
Yeah.
places, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Because there's lots of memories in there and
And sometimes they've grown up there and things like that too, and it's
right.
it's it's really nice.
And have you traveled out of Arizona to do videography?
Um, Not really, no. My sister's wedding was in New York.
Oh
That's the
wow.
only one. Yeah.
That must have been nice. So where did she have it in a church or
No, it was outside next to the Hudson River,
oh
so
beautiful.
it was really beautiful.
Oh, that's great. So how can people get in touch with you? We'll post this as well on the link on when we edit. But what's the best way for them to get in touch with you with your socials or website or
Yeah,
email number?
yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, just Christina Flaaen Media LLC. Uh,
Okay.
and then my website is also www.christinaflaaen.com. So that would probably be the best way.
Super. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Once again, this is Loretta Cernowski with Got Spouse Need House. If you are in the throes of your wedding planning, just keep in mind that when you're ready to do a real estate transaction, and sometimes people buy a house before they get married. We see it all the time. It doesn't necessarily have to go in a certain order. You get a 10% credit on closing of the realtor's commission, which is going to help you out with some expenses for your wedding or for whatever may come afterwards. Have a super rest of your week. Christina, thanks again for coming on the show. And are you doing a wedding this weekend?
Not this weekend.
Then have a little staycation, take it cool so you can get ready for the
Yeah, a
next
little bit of a break. Yeah.
one.
All
Okay,
right. Well,
thank you
thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye.